Okay, I'm going to do all the signs, go from Aries through to Pisces. I'm going to find out who's not been in contact with you and why. So I'll pull a couple of cards from the tarot deck to find out who it might be. Try to understand, with oracle cards, get a bit more clarification, and then get you some advice from Spirit, okay? So starting off with Aries. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Aries' highest good. So Spirit, for my Aries collective, who is in no contact with them right now and why? Okay. The Devil. So this is someone that is either they're attached to you in some way, probably through, it could be an infatuation, could be a love thing, or it could be that they're codependent on you for resources like money or, emotional stability. There's lots of reasons why people attach themselves to us, okay? It could be someone that you mutually feel like you can't stay away from. I've not had this card. This is really interesting because I did all the love readings for all 12 zodiac signs with this deck. It's a new deck and this card never came out once, and it's quite creepy. It looks like troubled souls, doesn't it? Very, very different illustrations to the Rider-Waite tarot deck. I'm just having a look at the illustrations because it's like fragmented. It's either fragmented ground or it's like the roots to something. I think it's like all different cracks. Yeah. It's like, like the monkey on your back. Like it's something you can't get rid of. So it can be seen as like obsession, codependency, on the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, it's the two, the lovers are chained to one another, because so it could just be a really intense, like, sexual chemistry to the point where you can't stay away from each other, but it could be something like, you meet up and take drugs together, or this person, like, persuades you to spend money on them, and you like love spending time with them, so you keep doing it. Like when you just constantly pay someone's way and they're like, yeah, I'll pay you back, and you like know that you shouldn't keep seeing them, but you'd rather like spend time with them. Yeah, so the devil can speak to many things. It can also be like if you have a vice like alcohol or food or like some kind of behaviour that's not good for you. Someone who's aware that you have that and they know how to sort of manipulate you using it. So let's get another one then, because this is a no contact reading. So something to do with either someone you're addicted or codependent with, or addicted to or codependent with, or someone who's aware that you have something like this, or you're aware they have something like this that's unhealthy, okay? I mean, like, cast your mind broadly, because, there's people that are addicted to work, there's people that, literally workaholics, like, they're obsessed, they don't stop. People who are addicted to, like, worrying or, like, hypochondriacs, like, could be like literally anything. The Hermit. Okay, so in the Major Arcana, the Hermit is like when the Fool understands that this part of the journey they must walk alone. So this is really interesting to me because it's like in order to break that habit or to remove yourself from this person that you're attached to the point where you don't feel like you can be away from them, or you can't function without them, or they're never going to leave you alone. You know, they're dependent on you, or they're manipulating you, or, you know, so it could be that you've chosen to break contact, or they've chosen to break contact, but you might feel that, you know, there is definitely something that ties you together. I haven't got any clues as to, you know, whether this is a man or a woman, or like, but all of your situations will be different, and you obviously will know by what I'm telling you about who that is. You know that they're not in contact, or you're not in contact with them. They could be trying to break some kind of addiction that you're not aware of, you know, or codependency that you're not aware of. So, as I say, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're on drugs. They might be, but it can also speak to, you know, someone who maybe they have to stay in a financial, you know, situation because they actually wouldn't function without the person that they're married to, you know, like due to mental health or something. So that's an example of being codependent, is like, you know, if someone's not in the right frame of mind to go to work and they've been going off sick a lot, you know, they might be in danger of, you know, not earning as much as maybe they have done, or they might not actually feel like they can get out of bed and go to work, and if that goes on for a long period, they might have to have an assessment to see if they're fit to work, and therefore, you know, they'll be absolutely terrified to leave like a situation that they're in where they're getting financial backup from a partner, you know, or parents or something like this. So just try to broaden your mind and think, who might that be? You know, because there's like hundreds of scenarios there, but it's someone that's not in contact with you, okay? So I'll try to get some more information here. Why is this person in no contact? Spirit, why is this person in no contact? Why is this person in no contact with Aries? I thought nothing was going to come out, and then they literally came out with such a force. Pets and moving. See, I didn't really take this one so literally. With this one, I got like a sense of puppy love. So, you know, like in the beginning stages where you're infatuated with each other, and you feel the same about each other and you can't stay away, and it's like, oh well, like if one of you needs the loo, like you end up going to the bathroom together. And you're like conjoined, like joined at the hip, like holding hands, like you don't want to break hands to like eat your meal or whatever. Moving, change of residence, moving in with your partner. So it's possible that you're in no contact with someone who is having to move out of the place that they're living in, or they had to move back in with parents or a partner, or they've moved out from you. If you're their parent or they're your parent, because parents can be toxic as well. I'm not saying this person is definitely toxic, but I'm just thinking of different scenarios. With pets being there, it could be a lover, somebody that you've had a sexual relationship with, whether it's on and off or continuous. They might have moved out, or they might be between residences if they have got addiction and stuff, because you just can't function when you're like that. If you got any more on this one, any more clues, please, Spirit, for Aries, who's in no contact with them and why? Sunglasses, watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. So this person might be watching you to kind of gauge where you're at, what you're doing, if you're involved with anyone else. Because often people push their luck and then they cycle around other people to try to they think, oh well, I haven't seen them for a while, they'll put up with me for a bit, and then then I'll come back to Aries. Yes, we've got watching, looking, stalking. Gaslighting is, if you're familiar with it, that's fine. If you're not, it's like when, say, if this person owes you money, and then they're like, I lent you last time. What, you're so selfish. Why do you want me to give you money? Or you love money. You're really tight with money. And it's like, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I said I'd get you one thing, and you kept suggesting more and more stuff that we do. Said you were good for it and you were going to give me the money, so I bought those things, sort of on the proviso that you were going to pay me back, pretty much straight away. And you're like, tonight or tomorrow, and it's a week later, then it's 2 weeks later, then it's, what is going on here? I don't fund you. And then this person will just be like, no, I always get you things, and you're so selfish with money. And it's how can you be selfish? Because you literally oh, I'll help you out. And with other people, that you treat them sometimes and you don't expect to be paid back. And you've treated this person and didn't expect them to pay you back, and you could actually ask for more back. Or you're asking for the minimum back and they're calling you selfish. So it's that's gaslighting. It's if you came into your room and saw your diary was left open, they'd clearly read your diary, but they're like, no, you must have left it open. So they're literally calling white black, or pink is orange, and they're just going to tell you pink is orange, and you're going to feel like you're going insane. So that's what gaslighting is. It's really dangerous behaviour. It's manipulation, and it makes people second guess. They doubt themselves. So it's designed to make you not trust your own senses, trust your own instincts, your own judgment on stuff. Perception, focusing out. Yeah, they're definitely wondering what you're doing. I mean, with social media these days, people can make accounts and they can look, or they can ask, you know, people like this will often ask mutual friends or family. I mean, I've gone off on a bit of a tangent in one direction there, but I don't know why I get that vibe. If it is like a lover's thing, then you might actually want to hear from this person. But I'll leave that up to you, you know, to like judge based on what your individual dealings are with them and how they've been with you, and you know, sometimes you're glad people are not in contact. Okay, let's get some advice then. Spirit, what advice have you got for Aries with regards to this connection? Faraway places, get ready for new horizons. So it's quite clear the way that I flipped out. Spirit's advising you to explore other people and places. Okay, it says faraway places, get ready for new horizons. And they're really cool. It's like oriental, like fishing boats, isn't it? So they're really saying like have a total change, and sometimes that's kind of pointing towards if you're like very very confused and your head's just gone off all of it. You know, like if you ever gone on holiday and then you're so relaxed and it's like stepping outside the situation. You're on the outside looking in, and you're able to suddenly be like really. Sometimes you're just able to like be really objective instead of subjective. Like you're not in it anymore. Like you've got some physical distance from it, and you're somewhere totally different. So your mind just is not like infected with it anymore, and you kind of get quite clear, to be honest, about. I mean, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you're just obsessed with somebody. But that's kind of a choice to stay obsessed over. So, you know, if you're like lusting over someone, you're pining for them because they're just like a bit of a player or something, and the book hasn't closed on it, like that's not ruining your life. That's, you know what I mean? Like you could meet someone serious at any point and just forget about that person. But sometimes if it's like a twin flames, you do feel like bonded to someone, and you cannot like shake them off, even if you like are able. But if you get away to faraway places, you know, it frees up your mind and it feeds your creativity, you know, because you can be thinking about this 24/7, and who wants to do that? That's obsessive. So it just means that you get a more of a balance over like what you're thinking about and for how long. So if you can't go to a faraway place, do something that puts your mind on other things that's a benefit to you. For example, going on a few hours, you know, lovely walk, or, you know, cooking something very complex, being out in the garden, working on a project, you know, starting off a business, you know, little side hustle, or, you know, like get into painting. You will lose like hours to like a hobby. It's just for you. You've got control over it. You've got control over the outcome. And, you know, or reading, like buy a few really great books. And I think like physical tasks, yeah, to sort of control your mind space a little bit. But their advice is to definitely only try to think about this so much, because it seems like what this person is doing, if this is them, is they know that journey has to be walked alone, and that's why they're not in contact with you. Sometimes when people disappear, it's for good reason. Because when you do like hermit mode, you're doing introspection. You know, this person's going on a soul's journey, like to understand, to look within why this, yeah, why are they suffering with this. So this is needed, this is healthy. This period of isolation can last weeks. It could even last months, depending on what it is. You know, if they're like trying to heal childhood trauma, that could last months, couldn't it? It's not something that can just be fixed overnight. Therefore, if this applies to you or the person that you're not in contact with, you know, try to do things that are good for you, nourish yourself creatively, you know, with the right hobbies, the right interests, explore religion, explore philosophy, get into things that really challenge and stretch your mind, and like use the time for yourself, because they might be going through a dark night of the soul where they're like exercising their demons, do you know what I mean? And you can't decide for another person when they're done doing that. You can't decide for them, okay? So that's my advice, and that's Spirit's advice. They're probably keeping tabs on you. If they are truly toxic, they will be back. They probably know they've pushed things too far. They'll bounce around a few other resources that they have and they'll be back. If they're not toxic and you're just a bit lovesick and love obsessed with someone, that's on you. Whether you want to keep thinking about that or not, but try not to do it 24/7. Okay, thanks Aries.